Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's Jonathan here after a hard fought but extremely satisfying 1-0 victory over Brighton. 3 points, folks. Wasn't the prettiest to watch, particularly during long phases of the second half there. I thought we were really not under the cosh, but we weren't in our usual free-flowing, scintillating attacking football that we've come to expect. It was more of the kind of reserved, roll up your sleeves, let's just get this job done sort of a 1-0 victory. And you can tell that even by the substitutions, like we're going three at the back at the end, and really, really hanging on. And you could argue that it's another one of these games where last season we may have drawn that game, or we might not have gone on to win it. Alisson, for a couple of kind of moments where maybe you might suggest that his timing on the Premier League isn't up to scratch yet. He almost gets caught in the ball once. He does the outrageous chip over the defender and then flicks it out. Be interesting to see, does he do that again for a while? I have a feeling Mr. Klopp might be having a little word with him. Don't what the hell do you think you're playing at? Don't be clowning around. But whatever about the kind of the frill side of his game. I know there's another one where he kind of takes too long. You can argue that maybe the defenders didn't split enough and he has to take another second, and then he's almost tackled and he flicks the ball away. But the massive save at the end, and flicks behind. Not only the save, but the way he just puts it behind as well. Look, we've been in situations before with Liverpool teams where that would have resulted in a goal, so it's kind of reassuring in a way. Back to the start of the game, it's another unchanged both team and bench from Klopp. Still no room for Fabinho. He's pretty much a classic Oxlade-Chamberlain case at this rate, really, where he's going to have to wait his time, and then it's up to him once he gets in. He will get his opportunity. There's going to be games coming thick and fast pretty soon, but it's three unchanged teams. It's 3 clean sheet. It's 3-0. We all expected, or we're hoping for the win after. Particularly, well, obviously we're hoping for the win, but after watching City drop points earlier in the day as well, it was important that we did our job. And there's all of a sudden other teams are going to be watching us, and the way I can kind of best describe this game towards the end is that's the sort of game that if you're an opposition fan, we've done it many times ourselves, you're watching that game and you're seeing the team not playing at their best, kind of holding on towards the end, the team going on that late flurry, that little purple patch, but yet not getting the decisive moment and going away. And it's demoralising. We've done it more times ourselves over the years, so it's good. Well, it's obviously vitally important that we've got this. Obviously, we're top of the league now, but we've marched on. We've ground out another performance, and it's in a weird type of way one of the most pleasing things about that victory is that we weren't at our best. We thought we started the game pretty well. There was a good tempo to the game. I thought we moved the ball quite well. We stretched, a very low bank Brighton defence, back and forth. We looked dangerous. Had a couple of decent opportunities. The Salah one the Mane one after being set up by Salah comes to mind. The Bobby header. There's the Trent free kick. There's a couple of other decent moves where we're moving the ball. I thought particularly down the left side. That we've spoke about it before, and we've all said it to our mates or whatever. But that triangle on the left side where you have Robbo, you have Keita, and you have Mane, kind of coming together and playing nice triangles back and forth. I thought they very much were at the fore, and it's no doubt, or it's no coincidence that that's where the opening goal kind of particularly that Bobby header kind of came from, and that was kind of a summary really of how the game was going. We get the breakthrough, and I suppose if you could describe a typical Klopp goal, it's this, because it's a pretty decent high press on the opposition. They take a pass too many in defence. It goes from the ball out to the centre half back to the midfielder, and back again, and vice versa. And then we just pounce. Millie comes in, a very good tackle. The ball goes out to Mane, it goes out to Bobby then, and then it's a beautiful outside of the flick, no look pass through, and Salah sweeps it home first time. But like what you can see if you kind of just watch that goal from the aerial view, you can just watch us pounce, and it's almost like 3/4 players just bomb into the box. And that really aggressive nature, and you could see Klopp, even though he's usually a bit more reserved with his first goal celebrations, but you could see that really was right up his street. That's the football that he wants us playing. After that, I thought we were quite decent towards the end of the first half. I thought we dominated. I thought we looked, looked promising. Probably unlucky, maybe perhaps if I'm being overly nitty gritty, that we didn't get the second goal then. But it felt like the second goal was coming, and then you thought that might lead, as so many times that we've seen, that might lead to another, and we might get a couple here, judging by the football we're playing. In a weird type of way, we started decently then in the second half, but we kind of rattled through it. And then the longer the game went on, we weren't free flowing even. We weren't kind of cutting them open as much. It felt like maybe it's not going to be one of those days. And then Brighton got their purple patch. They had a couple of decent opportunities. There was the one after half time that they hit wide, a couple of opportunities from set pieces, and they kind of they to be fair to them, they gave it a really good go. And while we weren't at our best, particularly in the second half there, we dug it out, and we kind of showed it more, kind of less of the kind of, if you want to describe summer football, the heavy metal kind of, almost like a sports car just zipping off, burning fuel left, right and centre. It wasn't that. It was more of a kind of a rugged 4x4, kind of slow, kind of lumbering, just take everything steady as we go sort of performance. Which is good and bad. Like, obviously, most important thing was the win. It takes us top of the table. But the most pleasing thing is you can see it's not like we're going at 100 miles an hour and that's it with this team. You can tell there's a lot more to come from this team. You can tell there's areas we can improve a lot. I think Jurgen, when he gets hold of the team during the week and goes through the video sessions, etc., I think he'll be showing loads of things where we could have passed the ball a little better. Manny comes to mind. He had some very good moments. He shows his strength, he shows his pace, but at the same time, on the other hand, he gave the ball away kind of needlessly. We're a bit sloppy at times with possession. Missing that killer edge, and you look at Salah, and you feel like that he obviously he scored the game winner today, but you feel like there's a lot more to come from him. You felt like there was a couple of opportunities there where he kind of blasted over, where he will in time when he gets back in full kind of flow. I think he's still recovering from that injury. He's still getting back to full fitness. Once he gets back on his game again, I think it could be lights out for the rest of the league. We really have the potential to cut teams apart. But it's a pleasing victory. Probably, if you're probably going to go old school, because we've seen Liverpool over the years, rip teams apart, play beautiful football, and that takes you to a certain level. But if you're kind of going to look at the reserved option, it's that clean sheet, another clean sheet. That's 3 in a row now. That's probably the most kind of pleasing thing, because it's almost like this team is in evolution again. You can see tweaks being made where we're not going gung-ho 100 miles an hour. We're a bit more reserved. We're now closing out games. I think the biggest way, and I'll wrap it up here then, was after the press conference in the Napoli game in Dublin. I was lucky enough to be at the press conference, but Jurgen spoke about, it's not about winning a game 5-0. It's winning 5 games 5-0. That's what wins you trophies, championships, etc. And you can very much see that kind of that instruction coming out on the team, and we close it off well, to be fair, and on we march, and it's exciting times. All of a sudden people are talking about it. Most important thing is that we just focus on ourselves. We keep on going again, and we keep this winning momentum going. I think it's only the 3rd time that we've got 3 wins in a row. So soak it up, folks. This is a special team, and no doubt we're going special places, but we've been here too many times. We'll just go steady as it goes, and we'll just take each game as it goes along, and we'll improve all the way through, and no doubt special times are not too far in the future. That's been my match reaction, folks. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the Redmen TV, and we will talk to you all very soon. Up the Reds!